Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Cigars and Everything Else podcast. We are in episode, I don't know. Where we at, D? Is it 65?
66.
66? 66. I labeled
66.
We're in episode 66, y'all. Hey, man, and in this week's episode, we got a little something special here. We're going to try something different on them.
Yes, we are. I'm a little nervous, excited, but nervous. But before we get into that, we missed a few players. I mean, we skipped a few numbers, but I do got a player I want to mention.
Okay.
For episode 66. We're going to hockey, man. This brings a little bit of light to my childhood. Mario Lemieux, man. Pittsburgh Penguins. I know that name was gonna ring a bell.
Yeah, Lemieux,
so I had to throw him out. Yeah, Mario Lemieux, man. Not big hockey fans, but something about hockey in the 90s always just, warms my heart a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm with that. The Mario Lemieux episode. I'm feeling it. I like that. Look at the cigars and everything else, man. Put that Burning jersey up, number 66. I like it.
Yeah, put him up there. Put him up there.
Yeah, he on the Hall of Fame now. Hey, you nervous, man? We got nervous. This week. It's the spicy stick episode, man.
The spicy stick episode. Pause. Yeah, pause. Big pause on that one. But hey, look, man. I don't know about how your shopping experience was, but mine was nerve-wracking. As I was going through and figuring out, okay, what sticks are spicy, doing my research, I came across one of the ones that made me sit down on spicy sticks and was my wake-up call about, 10, 12 years ago. I smoked a Brazil, and I was like, no, this Brazilian cigar, I can't do it. The only stick to ever make me sit down after two puffs and put the cigar to the side and say, no, this one is not for me. That was my wake-up call early in the game to let me know there's levels, there's differences. This one is not for me. Let me go find out what's for me.
Played a part of that too. The Brazilian paired with the spice at the time probably was rough.
Yeah.
We still ain't really rocking with Brazilian too hard, even to this day. So
no. So I'm a little nervous, man. I don't know how much of this cigar is gonna get smoked during this episode. Maybe we'll finish, maybe we won't. But it's to test our mettle, man, to see like how far have we come in our cigar journey. Have we matured to that point to be able to handle that profile, that boldness, that spice, that punch in the mouth? We'll see.
Yeah. I'm with it. You want to just go ahead and jump into what you got while you gave the breakdown of your experience?
Yeah, let's do it, man. What I have is the LFD La Flor Dominicana Double Ligero. I think that's how we say it. I see LFD every now and then. It's not a brand I usually lean towards a lot, but I figured it'd be a good choice for this one. So it does have a high profile. Like if you look at Cigars International profile, it's as red as it gets. It's as red as it gets. So I'm expecting this to be pretty tough, pretty strong, and it is what it is. So wrapper, Ecuador, Sumatra, origin, Dominican Republic. Let me see what else we got. We got binder Dominican, filler Dominican. And we got Dominican and Ecuador, Sumatra.
Okay. So for me, my shopping experience was, I'll start at the beginning of the story. You sent me 2 links and you said, hey, you didn't, as a matter of fact, you didn't, I don't remember if you said anything, but you sent me the 2 links and they were both links to different spicy profile sticks. I knew what it meant. So when I go to check the links, I go into my shop, I'm looking through the links. It's probably about 10 sticks between both links, about 5 on each post.
Yeah.
Something like that. I go through and I can only find 2 out of the 10. So originally you asked me, should I do to my fathers? I said, no, I don't do my fathers, man. Go try something different. Like, I said that. So then I get there, only 2 sticks available off the list was the LFD that you have and my father's. Okay. So I only had 2 options to go with. The first one I saw immediately when I walked in, LFD. I'm like, all right, bet I got that in the chamber, worst case scenario. I keep rolling around and I'm just taking forever in the shop. I'm looking up and down shelves. I'm looking like a weirdo. I keep going back to my phone. Hey, need any help, sir? No, I'm good. Just give me a minute.
You want to ask for help?
Didn't want to ask for help. So I'm just checking the list and going back. All right. Finally, I work my way around. Last area I get to is my father's area, and I see the stick that we said. After looking for a while, they had ladders all in the way because they were putting up cigars in the area. He's like, I'm sorry, sir. You want me to get that out of the way? I'm like, no, you ain't got to move it. I got it right here. I see what I'm looking for. I grabbed that, and I'm like, But then I'm like, I kind of wanted the LFD. I didn't want my father's, but then my pride was hurt that I walked around so much, and I didn't want to go back to my father's area. And then there was also a little piece of me that remember seeing cayenne in the profile for that one you had. And I was like, maybe I don't want to deal with the cayenne, no way. So I went with my father's. I pumped out. And I got the stick you wanted, and you got the stick that I was alleged to get.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I look forward to this. Because I got my father's Le Bijou 1922.
Yeah.
It never worked.
And just to let y'all know, Jared shamed me when I asked if I should get it. Put me to shame.
Yeah.
I was like, I felt bad.
Going the easy route.
Yeah. And here we go. Here we are. Nah, it's all good though. I doubt that it's going to be an easy stick to smoke.
If it's real, then I'm going to get it right now.
Yeah. But my father's, I'm hoping that you have a great experience, just because how much I love my father's, and I think that they handle their sticks very well. LFD, I don't have a good rapport with them, so I don't know.
Hey man, I look forward to seeing what we about to deal with here. I got the straight cut I'm gonna be using on this right here.
Okay.
Clip that at the cap.
Well, I'm going with a V cut. I wanted a straight cut. I don't know if you can see that.
You got to take it all in, huh?
That end right there. Like it's a little It's not a torpedo. It's kind of a torpedo, but it's flat. It's like a flat torpedo, kind of like a whistle.
Yeah, I see.
It's a little interesting.
You ain't playing around if you about to go do that V cut, man. You trying to get it all.
Yeah, bring it on. Let's go. Let's go.
You ain't no chump with yours.
I ain't afraid of it. All right,
like
nice
Bernie Mac
cut there.
I ain't afraid of you, mother. What you got?
How we lighting? I got matches. Matches today.
Like wire.
I think matches would be the most generous way to light a spicy stick. I think that a torch would only enhance the spice.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we're going with the matches. That's why I was adamant about my matches today. I was like, no, I'm coming in with matches. I should have had some cedar sticks. That probably would have been even better. But I did not want to make the cigar any more harsh than it already is. And we know those torch lights, they can definitely make a stick harsh, especially off the first few puffs. Nah, there we go. That one just burnt out. It don't count if you got to relight if your match burns out before you get to light your stick, right? That don't count.
Nah, I'm on 2. I'm on my second also to make you feel any better. I'm gonna tell you this though, I do like the aroma off of a spicy stick. Whenever you have a little spice on it, it always kind of tends to give this same similar aroma.
All right, yeah, definitely getting some spiciness off the first few puffs here. It's definitely giving spice. But not bad though, not bad.
Likewise.
A little tingle on the tongue, a little tingle around the perimeter of the lips. Yeah, it's there. It's definitely got some spice on it, but not bad. Not bad. It's a welcome spice.
That's where I'm at with it. Same place. I'm at the exact same place. I'm not mad at it, but you got to be prepared. It's almost like like something like this spicy food almost. You know what I'm saying? Like it might hit you a little hard, and then after that, you kind of get in the zone with it, and you wiping sweat, and you're like, all right, dang, that's got some good flavor to it. That's kind of where I'm at right now. This got some good flavor to it. We're going to see if it get more intense or if it stay right here.
Yeah, for sure. But the key is some flavor on it. I'm not just eating spicy food just for the spice. I want some spice with some flavor. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the difference between a Tabasco, a ghost pepper, or some Louisiana or some Texas Pete. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, give me some Texas Pete, man. Give me some Louisiana. Don't give me no ghost pepper or some Tabasco. Like, I need some flavor with my spice.
Yeah. I ain't in it for spice, strictly spice. I want to taste something. You know what I'm saying? You know what's interesting? Hit that with a retro when you get a moment. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's gonna be some serious spice on it. I still feel it in my nose a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, little tinge there, a little tinge.
Yeah, a little bit after the fact.
All right. So, were you specific about what you're pairing your drink?
Nah, I'm not pairing at all, man. I got some water and a ginger ale over here, Canada Dry.
Okay. You know. I got a margarita, man. Taco Cabana, by the way.
Hey, man. I like.
So I wanted something sweet, man, just to kind of take off the spice. Maybe I'm punking out. Maybe I'm trying to play a little too safe. I didn't want to drink anything harsh either. I was like, let me get a margarita to kind of maybe put it at ease a little bit. So we got some lime margarita here from Taco Cabana.
Yeah, it's always a good choice. And shout out to Taco Cabana. I like their food. I don't know how other people feel about it, but I enjoyed it. You know, it ain't like I eat there a lot, but the times I've been, I really enjoy that spot, man. Cool. Man, let's jump into some everything else here, man, real quick, man. Some current news. As y'all all know, we are hip hop fans. So this is kind of a big news in the world of hip hop. You know, as of yesterday, they have made an arrest for Tupac Shakur's murderer from his 1996 shooting on the Vegas Strip.
Is it still alleged, or are they saying for sure that this is what we got?
I mean, it's always alleged until they officially, sentence him. You know, but as of now, they have enough evidence that they went on and arrested him. You know, after they searched his home in July, and now they coming out and they made the arrest as of yesterday in September. So clearly, something from that raid of his house in July turned up some information. Strangely enough, 27 years. I
was going to say that. So how does a house raid lead to enough information, especially 20 plus years, almost 30 years, closer to 30 years and 20, that you got enough information in your home to point you to a murder that happened almost 3 decades ago, 2.5 decades now?
It's crazy, man. That's the part that's crazy about it. But interestingly enough, they said they found magazines with Tupac on it in the house. They found cases, shell cases and stuff like that, weapons, drugs, all kind of stuff in the house. Mm-hmm. And out of that, they took his laptops, his computers and stuff. Different drives, hard drives and flash drives and stuff. And they searched it, man. And they felt like they got something. They might have had his house wired or something. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? They could have been listening to a conversation.
Yeah. But and here's the thing, though.
A lot. So
has been running his mouth a lot. And I know he did a Vlad interview doing a lot of talking about it. And here's my thing. And this is where I feel like people bring these things on themselves. Like, if you know you did some dirt, you know you did something way out of pocket years ago, a week ago. I don't care if it's a week ago, yesterday. Shut your mouth. You got away with it one day.
He old school. He know better.
Get to the next day. You know what I'm saying? And then the next day after that, you made 1 year. Sit down. Go. Don't bother nobody. Don't poke no bears. Don't go try to brag and like, no, me. Attention seeking.
Yeah.
Especially if you know you did something dirty in the past. Go over there. You got away with it for a year, 2 years, 2 decades. Keep it that way. Like, I think the biggest issue is it's the attention seeking portion of it. Like, when I watched a little bit of the Vlad interview, like revisiting, I've seen it like when it first aired. You know what I'm saying? In the past, but then of course they anytime this kind of type of news comes out, Vlad will always throw like some old video back to the
But look,
to the
it's not even
forefront.
just Vlad. This dude been on everybody's YouTube channel telling the story. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Really?
It's all
I've
over
only
there.
been on Vlad.
I
So
just
he
like,
been running his mouth like for real, for real?
nah, for real, bro. Like the last 5 years, he just been anywhere talking about it, man. If you look up Keefe D, it ain't just Vlad. He done interviews everywhere. Vlad gonna get the blame because everybody called Vlad the police, but
Right.
it ain't just Vlad. This dude went everywhere and told. You know what I'm saying? Now Vlad
Like, is
came
it
out and said that the police reached out to him to get to speak to him.
which I'm sure they do often.
Vlad said, "I'm not gonna do it though." He was like, "My internet, everything, the entire interview's posted." Like he was like, "I don't save no clips of them." He said they probably think I got like some clips off air or something. I edited out the video. He's like, "I get the most out of my content, so the entire thing from start to finish is up there, posted. I have no reason to talk to y'all. After the interview's done, they go. Like I ain't sitting around asking them off camera questions or nothing like that. You know, like so I don't have a reason to talk to them. So." You know, I don't know. I don't think Vlad gonna incriminate the dude. I think the dude incriminated himself. Put it
himself, yeah. I mean, and I've heard Vlad speak on this before, and you know the history of people kind of getting hemmed up after they do a Vlad interview. It's like the questions, and if you listen to the way that either him or the other person who was interviewing Keefe D, the way they ask the question, is not necessarily leading. They might say something that's triggering, and then they back up, and then they let the person speak. So anything they say, hey, look, I didn't necessarily pull this out of you. I posed a question, I brought something up, and then I let you go.
Yeah.
So you can't say that I made you say this, or I really pushed the issue, because like what Vlad to do with it, they don't want to speak about it. Vlad be like, oh, okay, move on, go on to something else. We're gonna talk about it. But if they just run with it and they start talking, and they let their mouths just fly, that's on them.
We're going, yeah. And see, Vlad said this also about it. He said with the Keefe D thing, he said, I based my whole interview around his book. Keefe wrote a book about the situation. He said, so I didn't ask him nothing that wasn't discussed in the book. So all we did was get more detail on stuff he already been talking about, you know?
Right.
But what Keefe D messed up is he had a situation going on in California, and they gave him like there's a legal term for it, but basically immunity for the interview that they were doing with him at the moment. And anything he discussed in that interview for that session, he would not be booked or arraigned or charged on anything from that.
But
he
that session, I can just go speak now. Yeah.
He thought, okay, I got immunity on this. They said anything that I talked about in this session. No, the actual what you said in that session, not the word, not the converse, not what you did, but actually what we recorded. What
you said, yeah, we can put that in the file, put it off to the side. It's sealed. We ain't gonna bring it back up. Nobody gonna dig it out the dirt. Nobody else is gonna be able to see it or whatever. Yeah. But now, if you go say anything outside of this, now the feds can use this or whatever. But or not use this, but use what you say outside of that.
Yeah, if you have this exact same conversation verbatim tomorrow on a YouTube channel live, I can now book you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not free to talk about the subject. You were just free today to talk about anything. Like, you know what I'm saying?
For that moment, yeah.
That moment. Yeah. Now you talk about it somewhere else, I can book you on that same stuff tomorrow because it's over. You know what I'm saying? Your immunity was for that one day.
But even then, even if I had immunity for that day, like, why would you want to rehash a situation that heinous, a situation that that's of that magnitude, because that much of a stir to even want to bring it back up? Like, why?
Yeah, why? I don't. He has to understand that what you did. Like, he tried to get rich and have gain some success to get back hot again, you know what I'm saying? Like, in today's world, all for the fact that you were involved in the murder of what most consider the greatest of all time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Well, not most, but a lot. I'll say a lot, you know what I'm saying? So he got to realize that people still today mad about Tupac dying. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, as a Tupac stan myself, when I heard he was arrested, I was like, good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still kind of mad with Keefe for killing him. Like, you know what I'm saying? 27 years later. So I can imagine other people are like,
Yeah.
so it's kind of like, dang, dude, you put yourself in a rough spot trying to get some attention. Like, yeah, I'm sure he made a little bit of money and was able to get his feet back into the world. Like, cause from what I've heard, he was like that back in the day. You know what I'm saying? He had the money, he had the respect and everything in the community. He was paid. Like, you know, they said he was running with Puffy and he had more money than Puffy and them at the time. So, you know, he was a legit street dude. But even then, like once you get in your 50s, why are you trying to reclaim that? Like, you know
why you feel like you had to need to be hot? I mean, I get the money portion. You might want some more money, you say family, legacy, all of these things. But if you know that you did something that warrants you to not even have freedom, having some money versus having a lot of money, having some money in my freedom versus the chance of having a lot of money or something that can put me to where I don't have any freedom, give me some money, stay out of the spotlight, and just be able to go about my business. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to chase no money now. I'm trying to chase my freedom. Okay, I did something. I might feel like I need to, you know what I'm saying? I feel bad for it, whatever. I don't want to go back. But I'll take my freedom over a lot of money.
See, this is what burned him, though. Now, the story he been telling was his nephew, who was Orlando, the dude they jumped in the casino that night, tells the story that he was in the car. They were in the car together. They took a ride up to Suge Knight. And, you know, I don't know how well you know the story, but Suge and this crew of people, they all know each other from Compton. Like, they came up together. They known each other, like, most of their lives and stuff. So Suge was well aware who this dude is and well aware who Orlando is and all of that when they jump him. But previously, the dude Orlando robs. Okay, this is where it gets crazy. Allegedly, Puffy Combs put a bag up for a death row chain. Orlando goes and robs this dude in the mall for the death row chain. Now, fast forward like 6 months later, they're at the Tyson fight and they're all together. And the guy says, there you go, Orlando robbed me. Pac is like, that's the dude. Run up on him, take off on him. They jump him. They get up out of there. So then Orlando is like pretty much like, hey, man, he want to reach out to Suge because they all know each other for the one-on-one fade with Tupac. It never gets set up. They go wait at the at Suge's club where the after party is going to be at for the fight. They don't see Tupac and them. They go to the liquor store and Tupac is at the light and some girls is screaming and going wild. They like, what is these girls screaming about? See as them, U-turn, come up on them, shoot them. Now, Keefe says he passed the gun to the back and it was a guy, it was a bigger dude named Big Dre in the back and it was Orlando in the back. Big Dre didn't want to shoot the gun. Orlando said, give it to me, shot him. That's where he messed up at. Because in reality, he incriminated himself as an accessory to the crime when he says he passed the gun to the shooter who killed him. So he didn't claim to kill Tupac himself, but he passed the gun. That's where they got him at. Now, this crime was never solved because he lived in LA, in California, and Vegas didn't have jurisdiction in California to do nothing with the evidence they had. When he came out and started telling all these stories in 2018 and then moved to Vegas at some point in time afterwards, they reopened the case.
And he moved to Vegas? I didn't know about that.
Vegas. That's where they raided him in Vegas. So when he came back to Vegas, they got the case back open and then that's when they raided his house and got him. So if he'd have never moved back to Vegas, this case still would take
The United States of America is huge. If you know that there's a murder that happened in Vegas, I don't care how many years ago, that you were a part of, why would you move to the very same state that you were a part of a murder?
Yeah.
Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, you're just asking for it.
If he thought the statute of limitations was up, but there is no statute of limitations with a murder. So not in Vegas anyway. It may be in other places, but not in Vegas. So they had the right to go ahead and go against him. So they charge him. So that's where we at with it today. And there's eyewitnesses. The outlaws said that it was a heavy set hand that stuck their hand out the window and did the shooting. Orlando was a smaller guy like Tupac, of course. So by Keefe D's own admission that Big Dre was too scared to do it, Orlando died 1 year after Tupac died in a shootout himself, because Orlando was allegedly a known murderer, you know what I'm saying, with multiple bodies on him. So he died a year later. So he put the shooting on the guy who was on his nephew who was already dead.
Yeah. Right.
But now they have eyewitnesses saying a heavy set hand. Keefe D and the dude Big Dre was the only heavy set guys in the car.
Yeah, so if he didn't do it, process of elimination, it's got to be you.
It's a good chance Keefe did it himself. You know what I'm saying? But maybe Orlando did it, but it's a good chance Keefe did it. You know what I'm saying? It was,
so to whatever degree, I'm still hung up on the stupidity. Shut your mouth. Move to.
He did some young stuff, man. That's what the young boys do, is run their mouth about their crimes. Like, OG's supposed to know better, bro. Like, you're
supposed to know better. You're supposed to know better. Like, you got a little bit of time left on this earth. Just ride it out. We done wrote it out all these years. It's been 30 years. We might as well ride it out some more. You need that much clout. You need money like that. Like, this is it.
Yeah.
The stupidity of it is where I'm mind blown, boggled to understand why.
It can't just be clout. He had the clout of the murder anyway. From what I've heard, everybody that tells stories about it say that's the worst kept secret in LA. Everybody knew who did it. Suge knew those dudes. He saw who shot him. He just didn't tell on them. You know what I'm saying? He grew up with him. He knew. And they said that they interacted with Suge after that event. You know what I'm saying? So Suge just didn't snitch on him. You know what I'm saying? But he knew who shot Tupac. He knew who shot him. Like, so he had the clout. Everybody in LA knew you did it. All the dudes in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like, so why did you have to get this worldwide attention at 50 whatever years old going on, and now 60?
Or maybe it could be guilt eating you up. And it's like, okay, I'm not going to necessarily tell on myself, but I got to speak this so I can get the guilt out. Kind of like an O.J. Simpson type of thing. You know what I'm saying? If I would have killed her, if I did, this is how I do it. To me, in my mind, that's a cleansing, a guilt cleansing. To say, I need to get this off my chest, but I'm going to do it in a way to where I'm kind of saying I did it and I'm admitting to it because it's cleansing my guilt. But I'm not going to outright say, yes, I did it. Book me. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes people want to bump themselves into a point to where, okay, I want to face my fate because of guilt, but I'm not going to necessarily hang myself. Yeah. So I'm gonna put the little breadcrumbs down and let you kind of lead yourself to it. But at least I'm going to put the breadcrumbs down so I can clear my conscience.
Yeah, I put it out there, and for those who smart enough, they'll get it. But I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to confess it either. Is that what you mean? Like that type deal?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Whatever, if that's the case, then he got what he wanted. You know what I mean? He got what he wanted.
You asked for it. Yeah, it is.
Now, here's where the conspiracy half of it comes in at. I followed, I watched a few videos of people discussing it this morning. And now what I've heard people saying is there's a lot of people on the internet saying that Puff Daddy, Sean Combs, is doing a lot of sweating right now. He's nervous. Have you heard the connection that he has?
I haven't heard the connection. I've seen some little, you know what I'm saying, some murmurs and stuff like that, and like comments and stuff like that, but nothing specific that's like directed towards Diddy exactly. So what you got? What you got?
It's a lot of people from the time frame that said that there's a guy named Zip that was connected to the Crips out in Cali. So when Bad Boy would go out there, he used Keefe D and them as their security, like to make sure they he checked in with Keefe to make sure they were taken care of. So, and that the connection was made through the guy named Zip. The guy Zip was allegedly, and there's people that were on the case that says this, like actual officers that have since retired, but were investigating the case. And Puffy and them was all wired during this time. They say Puff put out $1 million hit on Tupac at the time. He paid when Keefe had said this himself. They said that when Puffy heard about the shooting, he called Keefe, said, "Is that you?" That's all he asked him. Gave Zip $1 million check to give to Keefe. Zip was like this hustler dude in New York. He never gave a check. Now, there's a comic that was that's on Vlad regularly. I forget my man's name, but they say the one that always claims he's a part of everything that happened in the history of everything. Older brother.
TK Kirkland?
TK Kirkland confirmed he was roommates with Zip at the time. He confirmed Zip used to walk around with that $1 million check. He said he didn't know it was from Puffy, but he had $1 million check. He used to walk around bragging. And Zip gave another story of where he got the check from. He tried to say that some deal he did with somebody came through, and now he about to do all this with his money. So TK confirmed there was a check. Officers who were investigating the case say that Puffy put a hit in for Pac to be killed. But what saves Puffy is the fact, and Zip is dead now.
Oh, really? Okay.
And
the money never made it.
Third party. It got to the middleman and stopped there. If it would have actually made its way to where its destination, which would have been Keefe.
Transaction.
They'd have got him. Now you can just say it's whatever. And Zip ain't here to say nothing anyway. But there are people who say, I don't know if you know, but Keefe's complained about Puffy recently about how he looked out for Puff, and he said all that champagne in the tub was his lifestyle that Puff was imitating and stuff like that. And he say, now that I'm down, Puff don't be there for me. He kind of mad about that. So there are people that's wondering if Keefe is going to throw Puffy under the bus now that he down. You know what I'm saying? And for this thing that allegedly could have been,
he probably
it all started with Puffy and paying for the chain. You know what I'm saying? It started there. And then he paid for a hit. It never paid.
Quick little turn, and we're going to come back. And maybe this is my toxic masculinity coming into play, but I completely hate that. I don't care where you at, and you know what I'm saying, somebody look out, whatever, and I'm down, you ain't look. You a grown man. Come on, man, get it how you live. Like, don't look at somebody else and like, hey, you ain't helping me out the way I helped you. They're not obligated. Now, would it be nice if somebody look out for you or whatever, and you was doing this and you was up running this and that, and you know what I'm saying, you held their hand, but now they running, and then like, oh, you forgot it. Come on, man up. Like, if that's your emotion, you probably will tell. Like, I completely hate that. That's just me as a man. Like, you don't owe me nothing. Even if I looked out for you, you don't owe me nothing. Yeah. I mean, I gave you $1 million. You don't owe me nothing. I'm not looking for you to give it back to me. Would it be nice if you looked out for me down the line? Like, I don't know. That just rubbed me the wrong way for a second. I'm sorry.
In reality,
Puff
shouldn't do it though. In reality, he can't connect himself to that whole situation. You know what I'm saying? So Keefe is smart enough street dude to know that he can know better. Yeah. So it is what it is concerning that. But that's what the internet streets are saying now, that, you know, Puffy probably doing a little sweating because all this stuff is coming back on him, and his name was always in the mix of that. You know what I'm saying? But whenever all the parties started dying that was involved, from Biggie to Tupac to Suge went to jail, everybody in that car died except for Keefe. You know, Keefe's been quiet and underground. Nobody knew anything about him. You know, before the internet blew up and he could go out and put his voice out, Puff was able to just kind of skate scot-free. And I still don't think Puff gonna get in trouble for it, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it ain't good press for him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, definitely ain't good press. Definitely, especially since there's always been you know what I'm saying, rumblings of Diddy being associated in some kind of way with both murders of Pac and Big.
His own bodyguard said that
it's
Puff said
always
they
been
all can die. Like,
like it's definitely been talks about it that not only Pac he had some kind of hand in, not saying what hand, but some kind of hand, and also in Biggie. So
like literally, his bodyguard is out here doing a lot of interviews now too, and his bodyguard said that he'll never forget the day that Puffy said with him, "This got to stop. I don't care who got to die. Big got to die. Pac got to die. I ain't gonna keep living like this," which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? That you got somebody speaking out that you said that at some point in time. You know what I'm saying? And
which I wouldn't be surprised. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I can't hold nothing over anybody or past anybody to be capable of anything. Especially everybody gonna choose themselves over anything, anytime. And I don't see Diddy being no different from anybody else, especially when you're living of that magnitude to protect what you got. You know what I mean? Like that's just, you know what I'm saying, mobster 101, whatever. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna look out for me. You cross me, I got to cut you to save me. It don't matter. It don't matter.
Yeah.
No matter how hard we rock. We family, but you got to go, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. But these are all allegations, you know what I'm saying? I don't expect nothing to come from it, like I say, other than Puff name getting run in the dirt a little bit, you know, and after everybody move on.
Yeah, you got to have a little bit more connection, a little bit more proof of that direct connection, not just because you knew somebody or you had conversation or it was alleged that you said X, Y, and Z. That's not enough, but at the same time, I'm not shocked by it. Like you said,
now they say he was supposed to have been wired. They were tapping him at the time, though. You know, Puffing in their communication.
If you ain't get nothing back then, you probably gonna get nothing now. But my only concern is the fact that a lot of these crimes or alleged crimes or seeming crimes are coming back to surface now. Like people are, especially with the way media is now, a lot of people are getting caught up into that world of, hey, look, I don't care if it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago. We bringing these cases back up now.
Yeah.
You're going to get it. Just because the way technology is now, the way media is now, social media, and people just talking too much. Like gone are the days where, you know, if you don't see nobody, you ain't going to hear from nobody. Whatever it is, just is what it is. But now everybody got a microphone. Everybody can turn their phone on and make a video, post it, and say this and reach the masses. You know, based off of whatever. Put a TV show out, Surviving R. Kelly, and boom, now Rob's down. You know what I'm saying? Or Keefe didn't go speak on this, now boom, Diddy down. Like, it's just... So I wouldn't be surprised if they found a way to make it happen.
Yeah.
Just because court of public opinion is now enough to indict somebody. If enough people come out and saying, yo, Diddy did, y'all know Diddy, and things run, it is a possibility because the power of social media.
They can do him like they did Robert Kelly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Ooh, enough people who say, dang, there's been enough wrong that Diddy's done, and they just line it up and put something out to social media or something to the masses and paint the picture. That's all you need. All you need to do is paint a picture. Paint a picture of what you want somebody to look like, and boom, get them up out of here.
Woo. Well, you're right. I didn't even look at it from that point of view. Ugly times we live in, man. But, you know, hopefully the truth comes out and hopefully everybody, you know, if you get judged honestly and fairly in the court of law, you know, whenever your day comes. But, hey, let's get into these reviews, brother.
Are you ready to go or you want me to go? How you want to do it? I'm
ready. I'm curious about yours, even though I know you're curious about mine. Hey,
I'll go.
Me?
What's up?
I'm going to jump into it. This is my father's.
Okay.
Le Bijou, 1922. My spicy sticking experience, I enjoyed it. I really did, man. It was spiced throughout the entire profile. It was high-level spice throughout the entire profile. At points, it was more noticeable on the retro hell than the actual regular draw. But at the same time, it was always there consistently. It definitely smoothed out a lot as I went into my second third of the cigar. I began to pick up on some cocoa notes, a lot of earthiness, and some leather, and the leather actually worked in such a subtle way that it smoothed the rest of the stick out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And kind of made it like it was a little bit more bearable, you know. And those are most of the notes that I picked up on. Like I said, with a high level of spice going all the way through it, but not an unbearable amount of spice. But the spice was obviously there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
1 to 5 is what we rated on. Man, I might go 4.2. 4.2.
Ooh, okay. I did not see a 4.2 coming. And yeah. Hey, look, man. I'm gonna be a parrot. I'm gonna echo pretty much everything you said. It's LFD. Like while we were smoking, in the back of my head, I'm just like kind of just gathering information of how I feel about the stick. And I enjoyed it, man. Like you said, I enjoyed it. This was an enjoyable experience. Not experience that I will go to every day, every smoke, but every now and then you feel like spicy food tonight. Hey, let's go get some spicy food tonight. It's like a spicy stick. Let's do a spicy stick. I'm okay with it. I don't know if it's the fact that we've matured, that we've become experienced, and we can handle the profiles. But for me, this was a pleasant departure from my usual. So this LFD, La Flora Dominicana, a little bit of cocoa notes. They came in probably at the tail end of the first third. And those cocoa notes started kind of layering in the back. It's like you said, spiced throughout from the first puff all the way to now, but not harsh. Nothing that really turned me away to say, ooh, I can't do this. It was, okay, I like it. I see where it's at. Like that spice is there, it's present. It's kicking, but then it quickly just leveled out. It didn't kick up. It didn't dial back. It just stayed steady. Like after that first, okay, that spice started moving around and going, it just kind of just hit that altitude level and then just stayed. And I think that cocoa helped out a lot. It actually gave me some pleasant complexities. Like a lot of things started coming out. Like it wasn't a simple stick at all, but it's not an unbearable stick. And it just gave you like some pleasant turns from time to time throughout that first third. Like some flavors started kicking up, that wood hit. The cocoa at the tail end of the first third, like you said, the leather was kind of like right at the very beginning. Like after that pepper kind of started to subside a little bit, that leather started coming in. So got a little bit of leather under the palate there. That really just helped, I guess, make it's kind of like a road, that smooth paved road. And once you say you get on that smooth paved road, and you just like, oh, okay, this spot is nice and smooth. Yeah, that's kind of what that leather kind of did for the spice a little bit, and that hit that altitude and just kind of smoothed out. And that was enjoyable. No turbulence. It just made it enjoyable to smoke. I'm not going to say a 4.2, but I will say a 4.0. And this is definitely a cigar that if I do want a spicy stick, that I would look at and say, hey, I'm feeling like a little something, a little different today. Let's do something spicy. Rock with the LFD. Cool. Not my favorite stick, but a stick that I will pick up and smoke again whenever I do want a spice.
Hey, and that's a great score for LFD also. So shout out to them for that, man. And I think whenever you get around to Yo My Fathers, this Le Bijou, you're going to enjoy it, man. But, hey, man, that's this week's episode, man. There we go. Hey, man, this is the Lemieux episode, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in to the Cigars and Everything Else podcast. We get with y'all next week. Keep your spicy cigars up.
Yes, sir.